Hey everybody, Chris here. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the latest key resistance level for Dogecoin, as well as the rest of the news going on in the crypto markets right now. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And it has been a tough couple weeks since the big flash crash that was 2 weeks ago. Do you believe that? 2 weeks ago. We were live during that flash crash. That was something, watching the prices go down. It was just like unbelievable. I was just like, I'm sorry guys, I just didn't know what to do at the time. But here we are, we've recovered. Not completely yet, so we do have a big resistance level. We're trying to get through it, but right now, volume is low, interest wanes, waiting for the government shutdown to end in the United States. That seems to be a big factor, but there's some big news coming for next week. And we got some CPI data this morning, but I'm recording this before that comes out. A lot of accounts on X. Oh, huge volatility. No, it's not going to be. It's just not. The interest isn't there right now. So things are really flat. And you'll see on my charts where I've just flattened out, like showing the boxes of like all these cryptos. I'll show that as well. So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts and the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart, and we're at like 19.5 cents, just right in the middle of this big purple box. We were just at 1969, right? 1969. This is 2 weeks ago. Look at that. There's the big drop. 2 weeks ago, we were live there. And since then, volume has just tapered off, and it's nothing. There's no volume. No volume. This is 2 weeks of trading, just sideways within the box. Bitcoin is at 111. This box it looks bigger, but it's actually smaller percentage-wise because Bitcoin didn't have that huge volatility. That huge volatility from the flash crash, because there was a lot more liquidity in Bitcoin, so it didn't drop as much percentage-wise. But we look at ETH. ETH is in its own box. Algorand is in its own box. Solana is in its own box. Cardano in its own box, HBAR, SHIB, Litecoin, VeChain, XRP, they're all in these boxes because there's no volume. And so this is about a 16% swing for all of these, except Bitcoin is only about 8%. It's all this wait and see, right? We're just going to wait and see what happens with the government shutdown, right? That's where we are right now. So we'll look at this key resistance level in a minute. And what that means as we go forward. Bitcoin census breaking. JP Morgan expects the Federal Reserve to end quantitative tightening next week. So we've got interest rate cuts. Quantitative tightening is ending. That's QT. So then we go to QE with the easing. And that means that there is more liquidity. There's more money to invest as we start to see rotations happen, right? Rotations happen. So, yeah, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs expect QT to end. Trump and Xi will meet next week regarding this U.S.-China trade deal. Trump has pardoned CZ. So Binance, looks like they may be coming to the U.S., the full Binance exchange. We'll see how that plays out, but most likely that's what's going to happen. The October rate cuts odds are now at 98%. So it looks like we're still going to have that interest rate cut. We'll see what the CPI data means, but I don't think there's huge inflation by any means that's going to cause the Fed to change anything there. And we got gold. So in history, what has happened, right? We have big runs on gold, and then gold comes down, right? Gold moves down, and Bitcoin goes on a run. Then gold recovers during the bear market for crypto, right? Gold goes on a run, and then gold tops, and then it moves down, sideways down, and Bitcoin takes off again. Well, guess where we are, right? Bitcoin is going sideways. Gold has gone on this big run. What's the next move? Money flows into Bitcoin. Gold is going to top here. It's going to go slightly down to sideways now, and Bitcoin's going to take off. That is the pattern that we've seen. Titan of Crypto says, look, bullish momentum is building for Bitcoin, and we see a pattern emerging of these higher lows in Bitcoin until we have that next big move of a momentum shift. We have the MACD crossing over. We've got the RSI starting to come back up on the daily. Like all of that is pointing to the next move for Bitcoin. We also have shorts, right? The leverage, that is what has been moving the market. And even though we're in these tight boxes, right, there is still new leverage coming in, shorting and longing. And so the price has been going up and down, right? Taking out these new shorts, new longs, right? And we've been watching that during the live streams. The gamblers just won't stop, right? And it's easy pickings for the exchanges. Just take them out, right? Short, long, just take them out. But once Bitcoin gets moving, finally, and gets up to this like $122,000 to $123,000, there's billions of dollars. There's billions of dollars in huge shorts that are sitting out here, waiting for the price to come up. Now we do have some big longs as well. And if the price does move back to 108, there are some big longs down there, and we've been looking at that, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was another kind of pullback to grab that liquidity before moving up and going on a big run. That would be typically what we would see, so we will be watching that. Meanwhile, Ethereum, big cup and handle, according to Trader Al, and this handle is rather flat, but I guess it could be like a ladle or something, right? Flat handle right on that. A lot of people have been looking at this big Ethereum chart, just drawing a line across and saying, look, we started here, went on this big dip, came back up, came back above that line, and now that line is serving as support, ready for the next move. But they've been saying it since the first move back. We've done it a second time, we've done it a third time, each time a little bit lower. But what is that next move for ETH? We're waiting, right? ETH should be the rotation, right? Bitcoin to ETH to alts. And we've been waiting, and we're now just about the last week of October, and we're still waiting. Altcoins. Mustache says, look, I think this space is going to go completely crazy in the next few months. ETH is attempting to turn 1.5 years of resistance into support. So this is that last chart, but zoomed out even more. You take this cup, right? But then you go back again, and you go back again, and it's the same line. And this is ETH kind of zoomed out a little more. Eventually, it's going to break out, right? Eventually, we're going to break out. You see the move up, come back, retest, and then break out. So again, we've done it like 3 times now. So it's time to move. Rotation of stocks and gold will flow into crypto, and there's going to be a lot into altcoins because the traders are going to be like, well, the alts are going to do better percentage-wise. That's what I've been saying, particularly about Dogecoin. But what about Dogecoin? Well, here's our friend Ali, right? So Ali is saying, look, we have been in this upward channel, which I show on my charts as well. Overall, it's an upward channel. April drop, June drop, and now we've got this October drop, which is forming a nice upward support. And then we also have upward resistance up here at the top. And Doge has just been trading in here. Now, conveniently, right, Ali doesn't include the wick. He's erased it from his chart. There's no wick. There's no wick coming down. So he's kind of erased it. He might be cheating a little bit, but again, I think I don't count the wick either because it's a manipulated thing. Not real trading there, but it's kind of interesting that he just erased it off of his chart. It's just one of those things. But you know what? Doge just continues to do okay, though. Look, here's Dogecoin back up to number 8 in the top 10 cryptos. It has passed Tron, as I predicted would happen. Because Tron, over the past 24 hours, is negative, while Doge is positive. I got 1.5, but it's still holding up pretty well. And that's a good sign for Doge. Doge is like the meme coin. It's supposed to be more volatile. Well, it kind of was on the way down, but now it's holding steady. And Tron actually moved down. So Dogecoin is now back up to number 8. So we go back to our friend Trader Allen, and Trader's like, look, we got this big symmetrical triangle. And I'm like, dude, it's more than a symmetrical triangle. It's a symmetrical rectangle going back 2 weeks. I mean, yeah, you could draw the triangle here, right? But this is the real story, I think, is you go back 2 weeks and we're just bouncing around in this range here. So what about resistance? Dogecoin eyes, 25% gains, but key resistance level remains crucial. So what is that resistance? It's that 22-cent mark, right? As we look ahead, the forthcoming days will be pivotal for Doge. Whether it can break through the 22-cent resistance will determine not just its immediate future, but also standing ever competitive altcoin arena. And of course, with memes, I do think when there's big news that comes out for Doge, Doge will lead the way. But we're all tied up right now in the politics and this kind of wait and see mode, which we wouldn't normally see in October. We wouldn't normally see this kind of flattened out action with no volume in October. The sentiment isn't here. I get it. So here's the 22-cent line right here. It's the bottom of my big green box. And again, 2 weeks ago, when Dogecoin dipped down right below 22 cents, that's where I bought on the dip. And I was like, that's the dip. Because all of the technical analysis all pointed to 22 cents as being support. So when it dipped below, I bought Dogecoin. I mean, and now people say, oh, Chris, you should have waited a little. Who knew that manipulation was going to happen 2 weeks ago? Who knew that? And that big wick down. That's the way it is. I'm proud of buying that Doge there. I think I did the right thing. And Doge will be higher, and that Doge will be in profit. So we just got to wait it out. That's where I am right now. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this key resistance level here? Are we going to finally break through coming up? Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.